2 hearts and probably 2 stomachs. But anyway, with that, hi and welcome to the Fable 42. I'm Jason Russell, and you are watching the Duke City Chronicles, a Monster of the Week game set here in my hometown of Albuquerque, New Mexico, because it is a buck wild place and I have to change very, very little. This is the Fable 42. And we build community through friendship, gaming, and chaos, as you will soon see. You can watch us every Friday night at twitch.tv/Fable42, 6 p.m. Eastern or 3 p.m. Pacific. And we're going to start our giveaway. So exclamation point critical in the chat to be entered into win a set of dice from Critical Dice. Hey, that's me. And we'll call that winner at the end of the stream. Also, if you haven't already liked the channel, please do so. You'll be notified of all the amazing shows we have on the network when they go live. And if you have a free subscription from Amazon Prime, you can spend it anywhere, but we sure would like it if you spent it here. With that, let's go ahead and start with our character and player intros. Let's start with Bridget.
Hi guys, I'm Bridget. You can find me on Instagram and TikTok at string_theories_. And I play Suki Buchanan. She's a heavily tattooed, sassy art professor from the University of New Mexico. And she talks to the dead for me, and she is the spooky playbook. The amount of times that I have introduced myself and forgotten to say my playbook is astronomical.
You did it perfecly.
You did it.
I nailed it.
Yeah.
I did it so good.
I think we could probably deduce which playbook it was. Gabe,
Yeah.
Stacks.
Hello, everybody. I am Stacks, and you can find me here on Wednesdays, here at Salon, or anywhere on socials where judgy DMs are convening. And I am playing Sunny's intern, Gates, who will be working at the university pawn shop after this this hunt. He's a med student, and he is from the Monsters Playbook. Sunny is if he could roll over in his sleep. I don't know if Sunny sleep. Does Sunny sleep?
These questions kind of answered and more next on the Duke City Chronicles. Anne, let's have you next.
Hello, my name's Anne, and then this is Beerus. You can find me at Dusty Wings Illustration on the gram. You can find him on there sometimes, but mostly on Ekans the BP on the gram. But hi, hello, I've missed you. But I'm playing Fiona, your friendly neighborhood demon lady, and I'm from the Spellslinger playbook.
Well done, and GW.
Hey guys, I'm GW. You can find me on IG and Twitter under GW005, 2 B's, 2 zeros. Also find me on Mondays here on Anne's horror-themed campaign, playing a little innocent guy. Here, I am Quavon Whispers, aka Q, the Divine Playbook. And I have been the team's edgy, angsty angel boy, but I've been evolving. I don't think I'm as angry anymore. I'm still edgy. I'm still an angel boy.
And
But,
still next.
There's still angst that I keep deep down. But yeah, happy to be here. Happy to be looking over my team, who are my charges. I care for them. Must protect them.
Hashtag it was never a phase bomb. And I'm Jason Russell. You can find me at Critical Dice on Instagram and heaven help us TikTok. And I think we're going to jump right into it for episode 14, our final episode with multiple parts of the Duke City Chronicles, The Trestle.
It's an amazing place. Most people have no idea where it is, but we're okay with that. We've got mountains, rivers, deserts, and over 300 days of sunshine, and some of the most diverse and wonderful people you'll ever meet. It's a great place to live, and I definitely encourage you to try it. But we also have our dark side, our own ghosts, secrets, and legends. Most of them are true. For thousands of years, people have been living here and dying here. This is Albuquerque, but it goes by many names. The 505, the Burke, but my favorite is the Duke City. These of the Duke City Chronicles.
Previously on the Duke City Chronicles, Q, through much personal sacrifice and loss of blood, defeated his rival and right-hand man of Maxwell, their BBEG, the Shade. He was consumed by a family of werewolves and never heard of or seen again. Q gets back to Sunset House and with a old broken down car that he teleports there for some reason. Chet and Eddie up on the mountaintop blew up a antenna and now are on the run. But I'm sure they're fine. And the team is making their final preparations to assault the trestle and to stop Maxwell from magically remaking the world into a version that suits his whims. They've encountered things of this nature before, and it didn't always go well for them. So they're going to try to save the world. Right before we ended last time, Fiona saw through the eyes of a distant chupacabra inside the facility at the trestle and found the three monsters who were giving their powers over to the Shade: a disembodied arm of a troll, for regeneration, a ghoul for its strength, and a chupacabra for its shadow walking ability, and also saw another room off of that room that is most likely where Avi is being powered and utilized. I'm going to assume that that information has already been shared for the sake of simplicity, and that's where we'll pick it up as you guys are making your final plans around the kitchen table, like so many other adventures at Sunset House.
Feel like Avi's definitely there.
Yeah, if I had to pick, yeah, from the descriptions, definitely in that room.
Okay, great. So that's half the battle. I keep wanting to call you Stacks. Eights.
I mean, there's the Stacks in there somewhere with the
yeah.
shapeshifting.
He's got stacks on stacks on stacks
Yeah.
of personality.
Yeah,
like,
you and me both in that meta room. Gosh.
Well, okay. Well, Stacks, you can go right there once we get there. Are we still down to blow up the trestle and see what we can see, or do we want to do this more stealth-like?
I don't think the C in C4 stands for stealth, Miss Sookie.
One of the C's could be concealment. Who knows?
Concealment, sneaking,
Or clandestine.
sneaking. But yeah, like, I mean, or we could, plant the bomb at. We could plant the bomb at the trestle and see if that draws away any of the little, like, minion guys, like you were saying, Q. Like, if Maxwell himself doesn't come out, he could send a couple of his little, skittery friends. Maybe they'll take down some of the numbers, give us a chance to get inside the building.
Sounds like a good plan.
What are we gonna do as far as taking down Maxwell? Like, are we taking him down, or handing him over, or depowering him?
Well, he gets his power from the ley lines, so we can't stop that. There's no authority that would really do anything with him for rearranging time.
I think the Obsidian Order would really like to have him.
That's a good point. That's a real good point.
They have a prison for especially powered and dangerous people.
And no one's ever broken out of it.
Do you think
They
we
said
could
that about
teleport him into
Azkaban.
it?
Well, Zach was there, and then you guys just killed him, so.
I think if we gave him over to the Obsidian Order, that would be a great weight off our own shoulders. Because I'm not confident that regular prisons could keep him. I don't know all of his tricks. but the Obsidian Order might be m- more well equipped for people like him.
And plus, maybe they'd be more willing to, help with a couple of resources if we're like, hey, we're going to give you a real high quality prisoner here.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to need some good magic guards, magic jail guys.
Well,
Magic
they do have
cops?
the technology to nullify magic. They gave you one of the devices.
That's
They
very
did.
true.
They did.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
who knows how long that's gonna last, though. So
Yeah, that's a portable unit for sure. Yeah.
gotcha.
Question.
Yes.
If any powers from my demon, is that considered magic or something else?
That is considered magic. Yes.
Okay. Just making sure.
Yeah. So the reason that that device has a duration is it has an internal power source. Something like this that had permanent power could absolutely be used to imprison, say, someone like you, Fiona, and keep all magic, including the magic of the other guy taking over, from happening. One of those devices could be used in a pinch to stop a transformation, as long as its power supply could work long enough for you to get things back under control, right? Because there's those opposing forces. So yeah.
So we do have that, the actual device to nullify magic, and we do still have the ring of unbounding.
very true.
So that is, and I'm not gonna. You know what? I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I have been dying to use that ring on something. I want to put it on his finger, see what happens. Maybe he'll be nullified or weakened, and if not, we still have the actual device to roll back on. Like I'm gonna try to get that ring on his damn finger.
Great.
I have the device, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I mean that sounds like a plan. So we're more of a catch, no release, as opposed to a kill mission, which I think does make all of us feel a lot better.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely not pointing fingers at anyone, Suki, but like, I feel like that whole delivering a man to where to be consumed. I feel like that was definitely. I feel like if this were some kind of, I don't know, weird tabletop game or something, where we have like alignments, I
what
feel like that would like
universe?
definitely shift our alignment. But I think with Maxwell, with us not having to kill him, hopefully, I think that would shift us back to where we want to be. So I think
The other side of neutral.
Mhm.
Yeah.
yeah. Sorry, I've been picking a lot. I've been hearing a lot of stuff from Chet, so that just kind of got
Yeah.
drilled into my
Now, I
head.
mean, there is an
Talking about
argument
his
to be
little
made, an
dragon
eye for
game.
an eye and a boy for a boy. So
Yeah.
I saw it as
For a
rather
boy.
effective.
I'm gonna look at Gates. Thoughts?
Speaking of rings, I may need to take one of, well, I definitely need to take one of the rings that Maxwell has.
Oh right.
For
You know, for things and stuff, you know.
you know, I know
Victory trophies.
Okay.
Takes one of the
Yeah.
kitchen knives, just like sticks it in my back pocket.
You know,
Q's gonna make a mental note of what Gates just said.
it's a job application. That's
Yeah.
all.
You're not working for Sunny.
It's my references. Miss Suki, a ring taken from a criminal. You know, normal resume stuff.
All right. Is there anything? Because Keeper, we still
Yes.
have Dolores Payne here. Yes.
yeah, Doris Payne is
Why
still there, yes.
against our choice?
Yeah, yeah.
She's
she's
having
still there
fun.
because you kidnapped her from her house arrest in Atlanta. Yes, Q. As long as you want to keep talking about alignment, go ahead.
She's been pinked in Albuquerque.
Oh my God. She's having fun making bombs. Okay. I'm gonna kind of go to her. Doris, you don't happen to have any? I mean, we're on a clock here, but you don't happen to have any like concoctions of that would kind of keep us on our feet, do you? Like vitality or anything like that to keep us well and good after many stabs?
No, I don't think that I do. We had more time, maybe I could try to brew something up with the help of your lady there, but nothing's coming to mind. I mean, there are a few artifacts that could do such a thing, but I'm not sure where they would be right now. There was a Viking ring I knew about that used to be around here, but no one seems to know where that is or what happened to it, and some other things. But they're either I've been out of that game for a while, or if I do know where it is, it's actually much more dangerous than what you're about to do. So yeah, I don't think I can really help you with this.
Humor me. Where do you think it might be? And what does it do?
Which one? The ring?
The Viking.
Viking ring?
Yeah.
Oh, well, if I remember correctly, Hibbin used to have it years ago. But it would basically take someone from death's door and put them back on their feet, and then it would be destroyed. So understandably, there's not many of them still around from back in those days. But well, to be honest, the last person I saw who had it was Riley. And if you remember correctly, that is one of the items he got from Hibbin's special little like hidey hole in Zimmerman Library. And he had it on him when he was consumed by the ley line in 1945.
After hearing that, there is a certain spark of hope in Q's heart that he won't speak on, but that makes him feel really good. All right. Well, Doris, do you think you'll be able to maybe give us any kind of extra protection before we go in there? Just regular.
Between the bomb and keeping the house safe, that's about all this old lady can do.
I appreciate you.
Mm-hmm. We're gonna have to talk about how we're gonna deal with the authorities after all this is over.
I'm gonna take you back, and we're gonna.
No, you're not.
No, I'm not. Oh, you don't want to go back
To house arrest? No, thank you.
I turn to everyone. See, she didn't even want to stay there.
I mean, think of all the things.
Not
we could
the
get with
point.
abilities like yours. We
Not
can
the point.
steal from anybody. We'll talk about it later. Don't worry.
All right. Well, we're just. Q's gonna let this
Talk
old
about
lady
it.
just kind of have her glow up moment and return to the team. All right. I think we're all set. I think we're down to maybe 45 minutes before the hour on this thing. So, Keeper, I'm just gonna ask it, Suki. Roughly how long by car?
That is something that Suki would know.
Yeah, about 30 minutes.
About 30 minutes.
We should probably start moving.
Yeah, especially if we're getting a bomb together. All right. We can't teleport with that bomb, right?
Yeah, you can.
Oh. Maybe Q, you want to take the bomb and put it on the trestle real quick?
Q just pauses for a second and thinks what happened the last time he teleported with a bomb.
Oh, right.
I can try it.
I think I'll.
I'm eating my curly fries.
How about this?
Doris, would you ask that question before Doris to explain that jostling is really the only thing that could cause a problem? In your former teleportation queue, isn't like herky jerky. It's like you're here and then you're there. So unless you make a bad landing or something, and end up someplace you didn't intend, you'll be fine.
Keeper, I have seen. I have actually seen the trestle.
You have.
Yeah, you were there.
Yeah,
I know. I was there.
Yeah, you picked up Gates.
It's been a couple of months. I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, you could teleport right now with the whole team. to basically the base of the trestle, where it's equal distance to the Crescent Moon facility and the trestle itself.
Okay, I can do that because I was also thinking, but I don't want to go against the team. So whatever the team says, I'm going to do. But I was also thinking of maybe going to maybe a higher up point on the trestle to really get the antenna situation. But I don't know.
Yeah, you haven't been to that physical location yet. I mean, I could see an argument where you get there and then because it's in reasonable line of sight, you could jump up there. Yeah.
All right, I'll do the thing. I'll do the thing while you guys get on your way. You want to link us up again?
Yeah.
Yep. She forms
Ring ring.
the party
Yeah.
line.
I open the mental door. Okay, and I am going to. So before I do this, Keeper, you know what? I'm not gonna even ask. I'm just gonna do the thing. I'm gonna look at everyone. All right. So we know that we can kind of jumpstart each other's gifts. You mind giving me the juice just in case?
Right here. You're doing it right here?
Where else? Where do you want me to do it?
The kettle's outside.
Yeah, we gotta grab the kettle from the
Come on,
car.
all right, bro, let's go. Outside. We go outside.
Also, Miss
Yeah.
Suki, I don't know if you got any like concealed weaponry in the back of your trunk, but if we need anything that we're bringing, probably should bring it. And I grab my
Good
first aid kit.
Yeah.
Good shout. Yeah, I'll grab my hunting rifle from the trunk of my car, but I have my big Bowie knife on my belt. As always, it's super good
Miss
for a
Suki
stealth
is
mission.
always prepared.
Always prepared.
In this moment, I don't know. I just see old lady Suki with like all these things on her guns on her back, and I see like a little like
A bandolero.
Yeah, just of like bullets. I just see just like grandma is ready to fucking go. That's what I see in my head.
Danger Granny. That's
Danger
Danger
it's,
Granny's ready.
it's one of her many news. She has it across her neck. No, I'm just kidding.
And
That's why she wears
I'm kidding.
the
It's across her
bandana.
shoulders. Like
as we're getting ready, I'm going to reach in my pocket and take out my golden compass, give it a kiss, put it back in my jacket pocket, and I'm going to pick up the device that I'll be teleporting.
I'm gonna take my phone. Quick selfie with everyone before we go.
Let's do it. I'm gonna hold it like the fours. I'm like C4.
I'm all chin, and then just click.
yeah.
You see the ghost in the background.
Yeah.
Here in the photo.
Rosalita like turning on the burners in the back.
Oh, we have to draw this.
Oh, please. Please. I would love to see this.
So yeah, after I do that and I pick up the device. All right, give me that good juju. I'll be on my way.
I have never seen someone so scared and hemming and hawing around a simple action before. And I play D&D and it has doors in it. Although I suppose this is a kind of door, isn't it?
This is a supernatural
Yeah.
door. And so I am going to blink out and flash and place some equidistant from the trestle and the Crescent Moon building. Also because I'm setting the scene in my head, y'all. What time of day is it right now?
This is, I want to say, it's about probably an hour before sunset.
I gotta change my background. Okay.
It looks kind of like Anne's background right now.
Oh,
Dusk.
gorgeous. All right, and yeah, I'm gonna teleport. All right, said.
You guys can feel the sand beneath your feet and the hum of machinery around you as you appear where Q picked up gates days ago between the giant wooden structure of the trestle and this 2-story building off to your right hand side. As you guys appear intact, the gently humming kettle in your hands, Q, a couple of things happen right away. The lights around the trestle come on, and you can hear the high-pitched whine of capacitors filling to charge as you start to see some little sparks from the almost stadium-like positioned EMP emitters around the trestle. And just over Gates's shoulder, all of you can see the sand, maybe a good 20 feet from you, start to lift up and turn into glass as this structure of like almost a Roman-esque aqueduct kind of vibe glass bridge connects from the upper middle room of this second story facility to the trestle. And you see Maxwell, who doesn't seem to notice you yet, is walking from the building down this little ramp bridge he's made of the sand and glass to head towards the middle of the trestle. What would you like to do?
Suki thinks as loud as she can. Throw the bomb at the bridge. Throw the bomb at the bridge right now. Throw the bomb at the bridge. We'll run. It'll be fine. Stacks, you go find Avi. Go now. Go now.
His name is not Stacks.
It's dang it. Yes.
Who's Stacks?
What?
I'm all confuzzled.
Where's Dave? Okay.
Where is Dave?
Is that what you guys are doing?
Suki said it very demandingly, and yes. And Q was also surprised that everybody else came with him. He thought that he was just going to be it was a single port, but he's like, oh, that's all right. We're here.
I thought you guys said everybody.
That's what I thought.
Oh,
I was
well,
holding
hey, it was
everybody's
meant to be.
hands.
It was
Okay.
meant to be.
You linked
to be, I
us. We
guess.
linked.
I was just like, let's not split the party anymore. Let's get to it. I need Q and Gates to act under pressure, please. Roll plus cool.
Oof. I'm keeping an eye out for Big A.
I have my number.
8.
8. All right.
I have a 10 on the die. On the dot.
10 on the dot. Great. You hurl the bomb and it hits one of the support struts beautifully, and it explodes in this perfectly quiet explosion of clear force. You only can see the explosion as it erodes in this sphere, the glass and sand, as it starts to crumble. And then it stops, the kind of the expanding wave stops, and then you guys hear as like your hair kind of flows back, especially you, Fiona, and and the bridge is like coming down, and you see in the middle of the air, Maxwell is just standing there and like turns to look at you and says, "Really? Might as well be here for my time of triumph." It looks back behind him, back where he came, and says, "Get him," and walks on the air towards the trestle. Gates, what are you doing? You're headed towards the building?
Yep.
Great. You run in, and get them my pretties style flood of homunculi just go like bats leaving a belfry at dusk, and they split off. About a third of them head towards Gates as he just makes it into the building, and the other 2/3 are heading for you guys on the ground, and Maxwell continues unimpeded towards the trestle. What would you like to do?
Bubble shield in front of me and Suki.
Roll magic.
Good luck. We in it. We in it.
We're immediately in it.
10? 10, no problem. It works as intended. And this bubble, I'm assuming, is to keep homunculi out, right?
Yeah.
Great. Yeah, you throw it up, Invisible Woman style from Fantastic Four, and they are like, they don't even slow down. You see them like bouncing off of it, and then they kind of regroup, and they're all over it like mosquitoes on a mosquito net, and they're like clawing at it. Some of them are trying to bite it. Some of them are trying to put their claws and scratch it. Another one's just hitting it with his forehead, and it's kind of hard to see what's going on outside. There must be 20, 25 of these things. Gates, you make it inside, and you know those things are right behind you. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna try and like remembering like if this is the same entry point, I'm gonna
It
try
is.
and go down a hall quickly and shift my appearance to look like the shade. Because
Okay.
I don't know if
off
word
to your
got
left
back.
is like the barracks area where you saw the shade before. You've never gone off to the right. So which one?
The left. I would try this maneuver.
All right, great. And you can just change because you're familiar with the shade. You've seen them enough times. Yeah, great. They come bursting through the door, and you're standing in the doorway of the barracks. And I think several of them, about 6 or 8 of them, the whole kind of swarm, they kind of like fly in, they're swarming around looking, and they kind of pull up, and they're looking at you. And they seem to be waiting.
Get them. Find them now.
And they burst off, and a few of them go past you down further into the barracks, and a few of them go back down the other hall. You haven't gone yet. They seem to be fooled by the ruse.
Oh
You are someone they expected to see in a place they
Heck
expected to
yeah.
see it. Back outside, you guys are in the bubble.
Freaking
There's no
Mystique
immediate
already.
danger right now, but probability says that she can't keep this bubble up for the rest of your natural born lives. What would you like to do?
Yeah, in the corner of my eye, I see Q as he's running. I'm gonna try to use because I imagine it's like a
Oh,
dome
you
around
mean
us.
Gates?
Well, both of them because they're both going different directions.
My understanding, Q, was that you threw the kettle from where you were. It was about 20 feet away. Did you run to do that, or did you stick with the party?
I probably ran to do that, so it probably is just Suki and Fiona.
Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
great. The homunculi haven't noticed yet, but they probably will, especially if he keeps running.
Could
Oh, I'm sorry, but Fiona, you said you're going to do something. I just
Oh,
had that
sorry.
clarification. Go ahead.
I'm thinking because I imagine it's like a dome that we're
Yeah.
in right now.
Mm-hmm.
I want to. I don't know. I imagine it like it's literally a bubble, and I want to send like as if it's like turns into a sea urchin, like send spikes out to like stab through anything that's against the bubble.
Nice. Roll kick some butt, but you're with you. You can do it with let's call it combat magic for you.
Cool.
I'm getting Violet vibes from The Incredibles.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very
Very
much.
that.
You're
Very
turning your bubble
much.
into a morning star. Yeah.
All right. I got a 7. I'm gonna use my liquid courage.
So well, you don't have to. They'll bump 7 and 8 are both mixed
Oh,
successes.
are they successes? Okay.
Yeah, so it's mixed success.
Never mind. I will save
So
that then.
what's the total damage? This is going to be force. So that's +2 and wall, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, let me find that wall. Hold on.
Yeah. So that's going to be
1.
Yeah, we'll call that 3 harm. I like that
Yeah.
because it's not exactly what we're talking about here. Yeah, and you see 2 of the homunculi get impaled by the sudden spike, and it pushes a few of them off as they try to like avoid it, and now they're like climbing on the spikes and trying to like bite them and eat them and things. But you've taken out 2 of them.
Do I have a slightly clearer line of sight towards Maxwell then? Like where
I think you
he's
could get one. Yeah. What are you trying to do?
I'd like to jinx him. And I'd like to the thing that I would like to jinx him on is you said like there was like a stadium light almost of like things.
Oh yeah, of those giant electromagnetic emitters. They're called
Yeah.
Marx generators. They're 200 gigawatt pulse generators.
I would love to just blow one of them up. And like it got overloaded or like that. It short circuits. It's like I'm hoping that it's a little bit like Christmas lights, where if you lose one bulb, the other bulbs
Yeah.
won't work quite as
And
well.
Jinx does let you interfere with what a monster, minion, or bystander is trying to do. So I think this counts.
And I don't want him to do whatever he's gonna do.
Yeah. Roll plus weird.
All right. Hey, 13.
What was it?
13.
13. Yeah. You can hold
Mhm.
2.
Great.
You could give a hunter a +1. You could inflict 1 harm. You could the target finds something you left for them, or the target loses something that you will soon find. Oh, that's interesting.
I would
realize
love
that.
for that was the thing. I also read that and was very intrigued. I would love the target to lose something that I will soon find. Maybe a
All
ring?
right. Yeah, I love it. Yeah, so you see one of the generators like spark, and like kind of the wine from that one of charging up stops for a while, and you do see that that Maxwell notices it, but continues on his path to enter into what looks like the center of this EMP kill box, basically on the platform. He's heading towards the middle of it, where if those things go off, it's going to just hit him for some reason.
I want to do something.
Go ahead.
All right, I am going to. So, are any of these glass sand pillars still poking up out of the ground anywhere?
Yeah, there's like ruins of them. Yeah, there's probably like 2 close to the facility and 2 close to the trestle itself that are still more or less standing.
All right, I'm gonna teleport to the one of them that is closest to the trestle,
Mhm.
and I'm going to call out my golden chain that starts to like float around me. Just gonna say, "Oh no, you don't!" Ugh! And I'm going to try to chain him and yank him back.
Okay.
You-
Kick some butt.
Okay, I love when when the computer thinks. You're like, "Ooh, all right, here we go.
It's working.
Yeah, me too.
Slow loading screen.
Ooh. Okay, so 12 on the dot. So my advanced stuff happens, whatever that is. Let me look at my
Finally.
advanced.
Yeah, you can so your extra effect, you can completely hold the advantage and all hunters get a +1 forward. You can suffer no harm at all on the response. Your attack inflicts double the normal harm, or the attack drives the enemy away in a route.
I want to be this golden beacon to the team. I want all my fellow hunters to get a +1 forward.
Oh,
Nice.
shucks.
And this one I just like pull him back. Ugh.
Yeah. So if that would, so yeah, you guys see him standing on top of this ruined glass pillar, and just like his wings are out for some reason, and he is glowing. And you see him grabbing Maxwell with the chain. So everyone gets a +1 on whatever the next roll is. And what's the harm?
For the golden chain, it's gonna be 3 harm, hand area, messy, holy.
3 harm. Okay. Excellent.
I like saying the whole thing. It's
I love messy holy.
Mhm.
Like,
It's messy.
ugh.
Yeah. And you see Maxwell like is restrained, and he looks back at you and makes a gesture, and these iron spikes from nowhere just go flying at you, and you take 2 harm, not armor defeating.
Okay, no, okay, so I'll take 1.
Yes, your armor actually works. Yes.
Oh my god! So like one of them like pings off of my like this golden light armor. Sweet.
Mm-hmm. And he is. You didn't put them where I want them. He's not restrained, right?
I was hoping for it, but maybe I didn't roll well enough for that, or I could only pick 1 effect.
Yeah, you can only pick 1 effect. Like completely. Let's see. No, you know what I will say, because that's one of the ones that's missing from this list, is you force them where you want them. Oh, drive them away in a route. So is the advanced version of that. Does the chain have an inherent like stay here, get over here kind of move to it? I'm trying to remember.
Written, it does not. So that falls on you, what you would like it to do.
And so, and I think that what you see is you see him like a shimmer around him, reminiscent of the force fields that you've seen Fiona and Doris do,
Mm-hmm.
kind of around him, and it expands out like almost like a suit of armor, and then it disappears, and your chain now it's like pushed out and it falls to the ground, and he steps out of the chain, continuing towards his goal.
Noted. Noted. Thinking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Afraid.
Gates. What do you want to do?
So remembering briefly, I think I like looked into the room that Fiona would have described before. Since those creatures aren't following me anymore, I would like to head that direction. And I'm kind of going back in my mind of when Eubank first bound with me.
Mm-hmm.
And then now that our minds are kind of sort of linked in a way, I'm gonna try and see if this is the first time he's done something like that. If I'm like the first person he's ever bonded with.
Oh yeah. This sounds like a role for past lives.
Oh yeah. What is that? Is that the +3 because I used a weird with it?
Yes.
Okay. 8 +1, 9.
So mixed success. You could use your liquid courage if you really want to. Just saying. I'm not saying
Ooh,
you
that
have
would
to.
bump me.
I will say, I will remind you, I don't know if you used it, but I gave all of you a +1 forward.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
was the
I
plus
added
one
the
he'd
plus
been
Yeah,
one.
Okay.
that would make it a 9.
Yeah, I'll use a liquid courage because I kind of want to see.
Okay, now both of those plus ones are gone now.
I've been
And
tricked.
no, I'm just saying that they're all one-time use, so that's how that goes. All right. So, dang it, where is that rule? Can you read me what past lives does? Do you have it in front of you?
I do not, but I can try and find it real quick.
I got it. I found it. Okay. You can ask your past life something useful. You can ask two questions from the list below. What did a past life discover about blank? How did a past life deal with blank? What is an important hidden secret that a past life can show me the way to? What did a past life learn too late to help them? What does the past life advise me to do now? And you said that what you were trying to figure out was, is this the first time that Eubank has like linked with someone like that?
Yeah. I would say probably the last two. What did the past life learn too late to help them? And then what does a past life advise me to do now? But in relation to like survivability.
Survivability. Yeah, I think that as far as survivability goes, I think you get an image of being surrounded. You're in a forest and you feel like you're in your natural state, like the full alien state, and it's night, but it's so bright in the forest because everything is literally on fire, and you can see your own hand against a tree, and it goes staticky and intangible as Eubank walk out of the forest fire, pretty much unscathed by maintaining your intangibility the entire time. Yours works maybe a little different than his does because you guys are a combination of gestalt. And then the other question was, what did you learn too late?
Yeah, what did they learn too late to help them?
I think that you get another image of, it's a diner somewhere out in the desert, and there is a woman on the floor, and she's clearly dead. It's in the back of the kitchen, and you can hear the sound of what you know to be government agents surrounding the place and coming through the front door. And in the entry and the breach into this building was kind of botched, and this woman had been offering to help you get away. You weren't sure if you could trust her, but when they breached, she jumped to get in their way and was accidentally shot. And the lesson is that be quick to trust other people when they seem like they have your best interest at heart. Just because they're strangers doesn't mean they're dangerous. Yeah, that's what I can give you.
Okay. Taking that into account, I'll try and make my way to that room if I can.
Yeah.
And proceed towards the blue light, ignoring for now the creatures that are captive.
Yeah. Let me do this before I let you in that room. You've never been this part, and nor did Fiona's vision of this room necessarily connect it to other parts of the building that you know. So give me an act under pressure roll to see if you can find your way there.
Okay.
I think that seems fair.
10.
10. Yep, absolutely. There were a couple of trials and error of just kind of like sticking your head through doors and things. You find this room with the 3 cages and the kind of technologically magical circle that seems to be consistent with what they have told you about the siphoning circle for the shade and for others. And you can see the chupacabra kind of like looking at you with literally puppy dog eyes and kind of the ghoul is kind of listless, kind of like barely moves its head to register you, and the disembodied arm is still like trying to crawl away from its chains, like a vicious animal being held back by its captors. And you can see that there is that room with the blue light and the whine of heavy machinery off to your left.
And for the chupacabra, does it look similar to the shadow puppies that I saw when I was okay?
It looks just like all the other shadow puppies you've ever seen. Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
No, that's a good question. Yes, it is clearly a chupacabra. You've met them before in your little like vision quest in the shadow realm. Yeah.
Okay. I will, as myself as Gates, proceed towards the blue room for now.
Great. Let's jump back to outside. Fiona, Suki, what are you guys wanting to do? You're still in this bubble. Suki, you jinxed Maxwell, and Fiona, what do you want to do?
I'm holding up that shield and I'm gonna look back at Suki. We should go help him. And by that I mean Q.
Absolutely. Is there a way that you can like pop the bubble and get these guys off of us, or?
Let's see. And I'm gonna take a deep breath and I'm going to let me think.
Yeah, I mean, you could do an explosion, like turn
That's
the
what I'm
ball.
thinking.
Yeah, it would be
Like a controlled explosion.
This has worked so well for us in the past. Yeah, you could do force blast. It'd be 2 harm, magic close, obvious, loud. So it'd be 3 harm.
Could it be like a blast/missile? Or I'm just like, no, I'll just do a general.
Yeah, I think if you were going to like basically dispel the bubble in a kind of violent way to like push them all back, maybe kill some of them to give you guys a second to breathe, to run, move. I think that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yes,
that's the plan.
That sounds like a great plan.
Rolling it.
Roll plus weird.
10.
10.
I'm on a roll today. Look at me.
Excellent. Yeah.
Cool.
What's your extra effect? Give somebody a +1, inflict extra harm, suffer 1 less harm, or force them where you want them.
Can I force them where I want them?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
like,
that's
away.
Yeah. So just like really like push them away, like give you guys like a time to move. Got it. Yeah. I think that that you're able to do that no problem. The bubble just like kind of pulses for a moment, then and they all go flying backwards. And are cast aside in every direction, anywhere from 10 to 40 feet away. A few of them were incinerated by the explosion, and only one seemed to rally fast enough to like try to bite your leg for one harm. But other than that, I think that's you've got your opening.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we're booking it.
Yeah, I think the second the bubble pops, Suki is beelining towards Hugh. As she's running, I think I'm gonna hopefully try another jinx on either the trestle itself or another one of those. Yeah, like maybe the bit on the trestle itself where all of them are converging. If that is that what's happening?
Yeah, so imagine
There's like an antenna in the middle.
there's like a circle, and there's a bank
Mhm.
of them here, a bank of them here, and here and here, and then the runway goes right through the middle.
I
And
see.
that's where he's kind of almost to the center spot now, and they sound like they've pretty much charged up now,
Okay.
minus the one that you jinxed earlier.
Hmm. Uh, I probably wouldn't be able to jinx like. Well, do I know where like do they have like cords or anything
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that? Like electrical
there's
cords?
like thick gauge wires kind of coiling down the whole, the several poles that are keeping them aloft to get the right angle. Yeah.
Cool. And they're all like sort of in one bunch
Yeah.
or like a okay. I'm gonna jinx the cords. And I would like them to like short out entirely or
Like a
sever.
whole bank of them. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to pull the cord basically.
Okay.
If there's a source of power inside that go wrong, I don't know, a glass of water on a keyboard.
Sure. Roll plus weird.
That's a 7.
You can roll
I'm
one.
gonna well, I also have the oh yeah, I have the +1 forward, which makes it an 8, and the mascot makes it a 9.
Well, if you wanted to spin them, but 7 to 9 is still a mix. So the plus
Yeah.
one from what Q did happens automatically. The liquid courage +1 you can hold on to for another time.
I'm a hold on to it. And I am going to inflict 1 harm onto the target due to an accident, and that target would be the braid of cords. I would like it to be damaged so that someone would have to come and fix it if he wants to use the thing.
Got it. Yeah. So you kind of reach out and do your little like Jedi mind trick thing, and one of the cords in the thing pulls out from the back of the generator and falls kind of halfway down, so that it's right at the base of it, and it's kind of like jumping and sparking, like what you would see in a PSA to kids about don't go near down telephone wires, power lines, kind of happening. So even getting to that area is a little bit of a dicey proposition. You see Maxwell.
Eubank?
Sorry.
Final destination.
There was a ploy all along.
Wrong magic old guy.
Then who's in Gates?
That detective is the right question. No, that's not the right question. You see Maxwell just say, "Please, Mr. Buchanan." And he does a gesture, and the wire just disappears and it's back into its location.
God, you are the
And
worst.
the other one also comes back online that you jinxed earlier. Because we've already established he has reality shifting powers.
Yes. So my reality shifting powers are no use to him. Nah.
All right.
He
Give him
finds
time.
it
Give him time.
annoying, yeah.
I'm gonna do a shadow clone jutsu. I would like to speed up and like I don't know if I want to teleport per se. Maybe I can, but I'd like to reappear as multiple versions of me, but like the real me
Okay,
is a
kind of
specific.
pulling a Doctor Strange misdirect kind of thing.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I'd like to do that and then strike him with, I don't know. All I have on me is a kitchen knife, I think. Oh no, the magic thing. Disabler.
You have the magic disabler on you. Yes. You also, you have the ritual knife, I guess it is. And
Yes.
you've always just used your magic before this. Yeah, I guess so. Go ahead and roll use magic.
Okay.
And then Q, I think we'll need something from you.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay.
12.
12. Excellent. Goes off without a hitch. Yeah. So let's say, what was the lowest roll on one of your d6s just then?
4.
4. There are 4 Fionas now up on this thing, and one of them is the real one. And kind of arrayed, like all within like 10 feet of each other, like in a line almost. But I'm gonna have you hold there before you like also make an attack after doing that.
Yeah.
And jump to Q. What you got, Q?
All right, here we go. I'm gonna take a deep breath as like this radiant power around me is gonna like pulse as I try to do a quick heal to myself. We'll see if I can make it work. Oh yeah, okay. So that's gonna be a 14. So I heal 2, or the one that I was already hurt.
Yep. You're back.
And I am going to teleport, like propel myself from the top of this
pillar.
This pillar. I want to teleport in a way that I propel myself like at him, like I teleport in front of Maxwell and like force myself to be like, "Ugh!" And as I do so, I'm gonna say, "Oh, so you're Maxwell. You look older than I thought you would." And I'm gonna try to jam this ring of unbounding, try to jam it onto his finger.
All right. I want you to roll. Let's say, since this is not an attack, we're gonna go with act under pressure. That's roll plus cool.
I have good cool. Let's see if I could just roll well. Woo, 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 woo. Okay. 12.
12. Excellent. Yeah.
I do have advanced cool.
You
do?
do?
That does anything.
You can choose what you wanted to do and something extra. I'm going to say you getting to heal and do this probably counts.
Okay, fine.
Well, what do you have in mind?
I had I didn't have anything in mind actually because I never did.
Actually.
Oh, go ahead. Hit me with your suggestion.
Take the other ring and put this ring on. The one the Gates wants for Sonny.
Take the ring
that he has. The ring of Solomon. It's on his hand.
Mm-hmm. I will do that.
Just be like,
ring is now on my finger.
Great. That's amazing. He staggers back and just says, "You want to try that again?" The ring of dispels on your finger.
No, wait, that's good, right? No, I was trying to put the ring of dispel on him.
And then for his action, he just switched them magically.
No, shit. I'm just gonna try to
Gates. You see before you the body of Avi in its more perfected state from the old reality, and it is almost like, it's not unlike a crucifix, but the hands are behind him into this giant wall of machines and legs also into it. And so the body is kind of, the torso is extended forward and he's leaning forward at about like a 20-degree angle or so. And his head's maybe about a good 2 feet, about a foot above you. And his eyes are just glowing blue and you can hear whirring, and he doesn't seem to be aware of your presence, but he is clearly active, and he's hooked up to all these machines. He's like embedded in this bank of computers, and there's wires attached to the back of his brain. There's a large like metal like claw clamp around his body holding him in place, and there's power cables from the floor going into like where his feet are, and he's jacked into the Matrix.
Oh boy.
Hurry, find Keanu.
They did not prepare me for this. taking the two visions that Eubank gave me moments before, Gates is going to reach out to touch Avi's chest, and he's going to signal his connection, like activate his connection with Eubank actually, and tell him to merge with Avi and get him out of here.
Fuck yeah.
Because Gates knows, I mean, I can phase for a short time, but going all the way and knowing that like Eubank can like stay in that state just naturally, he's gonna try and convince Eubank to merge with Avi and use that as his host body.
Oh my god.
You feel a pause from Eubank where, just like me, he's like, wait, what? Like, it's where he's never considered it before. But you feel, even in the vibration of his chest, Avi say, stop. What are you doing?
We need to get you out of here, and we need to do it now, preferably yesterday, but
You wish to stop
No.
Maxwell?
yes.
I wish to be. Removing me at this juncture will not accomplish either goal.
So what's the best option? You're powering this thing, though.
I calculate the probabilities. Power without direction is dangerous. If you were to remove me now, without stopping the power surge that is now building, what becomes of it? What is
How
the
do-
probability of survival in this case? I wish to be.
What's the option for stopping this?
Remove Maxwell. Channel the power to a new creation of your own.
Miss Suki.
And
yeah, what's up?
you get a sense from Eubank, after what is probably consideration a lot longer than real time, since brain connectivity can move way faster than anything else. And he seems to tell you that he can do it, but that's going to be it. He's not sure he can survive the process. He thinks he can do it, but that'll be it for Eubank. That's what he thinks will happen, yeah.
You're not supposed to die. I mean, I was gonna have you merge with Avi so that you don't die. So that you both be safe.
After a pause, you feel like there's a sense of like, well, I mean, it could work. But yes, you know what? There is a voice. Well, it could work. What's the expression Hippen used to use? Swine could become aloft. Pigs could fly. It's not big.
Avi, if you were to be free from here, would you still be able to sense the probabilities and find the best route? Let's say if you could walk through walls.
I could easily remove myself from the equation. However, without a differential to control all the possibilities, the energy would be directed with human intuition. It would be directed without the calculation. It would most assuredly prevent the world Maxwell intends, but I cannot say what world will come about in its place. I can only control the probability if I am connected to the process.
and I'm just like mind relaying this over probably to Suki so that it's not overtaxing anyone else's brains.
Gates,
Any suggestions?
Okay. 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 So Avi needs to stay, basically.
Yes,
we
until
have to
we find
remove
a
Max.
redirector.
Okay. Which is removing Maxwell.
Yes.
Can you ask him what the probability of like us stopping Maxwell is? What's the best probability that we should do that would stop Maxwell?
Yeah. Avi, friends say, what's the best option for taking Maxwell out? I mean, he's had you here for a bit. You probably know his weaknesses better than he does.
do you wish to submit a new scenario?
Yes. Please.
What are the parameters? What
Stop.
outcomes do we need for this new scenario? What world do you want to create?
Okay, we're
Dang.
linking up everybody in this piece.
Curly fries.
Curly fries
Definitely
for all.
curly fries was
A
given.
world where I'm not possessed by a demon.
You can
Yeah,
ask him
well,
questions.
Oh,
You can, ask
gosh.
him, you can ask him questions like, what's the likelihood of this being an outcome if we do this change? And he will also tell you that the best results often result from a single change.
Well, I mean, the number one change we want to do is take out Maxwell. Because if we remove Maxwell from the equation, time doesn't change anymore.
But all
and
the changes he did make, like he saved lives too.
he did save lives too. So do we say, well, it was a wash, like, we keep going with the world that we're currently in, or
Or do we sacrifice Avi? Because didn't he need him to even start this? And then, well, he still would have found I guess, another way to.
another way to do it?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there is a world where we dismantled Avi. Instead, we took him home and made him watch MASH a bunch. But I don't know. I think you're right. I think he would find something else that he would want to use.
So he asks
maybe.
you, Gates, he asks you, what is the definition of take out Gates? Take out Maxwell.
Not kill him, depower sever his link to the ley lines so that
When?
Yeah.
What is the time parameter? When has his connection been severed?
did he?
Would this be
Well-
at its inception? Would this be now? Would this be at some point along the spectrum?
Well, the reason why Maxwell is all nutty is because he lost someone in his life, right?
Mm-hmm.
What if we give him back his wife, I believe it was?
Yeah, his wife.
What if his wife never died?
Calculating.
Bad guy doesn't get to choose what he wants. He doesn't get happiness after all this.
But a bad guy only becomes a bad guy because of circumstantial events.
And it's at an incident.
Mm-hmm.
Some of us have lost people just as important, and we didn't end up crazy.
Initial
Yet.
parameters determined. Is Fiona expendable?
Oh
Are
no!
you expendable?
Maybe.
I am, and I say
No, Fiona, you have so many more curly fries to eat.
Course not recommended.
Okay.
Someone's gonna have to die for us to bring back Maxwell's wife.
Possible.
Well,
If
that's
Miss
the
Maxwell
thing.
never perished, these experiments would never happened. This would likely lead to a scenario where Riley and Q never go to the past, never bring back Fiona. As a result, they would never have a team or likely meet the rest of their teammates. As a result, Eubank would not have died. As a result, you would not have bonded with Eubank. As a result, Albuquerque would be a very different place. You would be unwriting most of the history of everyone you know. This scenario is not much dissimilar than the proposed current scheme.
Q is angry at this conversation. He is angry at all of the possibilities. He is angry at what is being said, and he is going to teleport and hit this motherfucker with a car.
Maxwell? I was gonna say, I was like, Avi?
So,
teleport.
Yeah.
Or
Could you
Avi's the messenger.
tell us what you mean by this mother? So you're going to teleport back to the courtyard, get in the car, and then take the whole car and just land on him with a car.
Land on Maxwell with the car. Yes.
Awesome. I need you to roll angel wings. As you guys see Q just go and disappear, like there's a moment, and then
We just gotta kill him, y'all.
With my +1 forward and with my liquid courage, I get a 10 even.
a 10 even. That's a full success. You're like, and you feel the car like shake and your wings enormously and wrap the whole car. How high up? Actually, you know what? I'll tell you because we're talking about line of sight, right? So let's say 30 feet above them.
Let's do it.
The jalopy with Q in it just appears and suddenly just starts to fall. Yes, Suki, you had a hand?
Oh no, I was tracking the car.
Yeah,
in my brain, I was like 30 feet and then down.
You guys see it get within about 6 feet of Maxwell, and he just kind of looks up, and the car just turns into rice. And he puts his hand up like this, and Q lands in the pile of rice that is now surrounding Maxwell, and he shakes it off of his jacket.
I want to. As I'm falling in the rice, I would, if you allow, I would like to use that rice that he just made out of the car as a distraction, and I want to stab Maxwell through the gut with my black sword.
Great, kick some butt. Suki, what do you want to do?
Suki's like trying to run all the possibilities because she realized what she said about Maxwell's wife is exactly what Maxwell is trying to do. But so what's the probability of Maxwell never finding the ley lines? Never getting any source of power?
Probability remains within 10 variations of current plan. This will undo most of your personal history, friends, acquaintances.
Can you do probabilities of the future too? Not just the past? What's the probability if Maxwell just falls off that trestle?
Calculating. Suki, I am going to take a move against you. Because I think now that he just got stabbed for how much, Q?
From the obsidian sword, I believe I thought it was 4, but
4?
We'll
say 3. I'm fine with 4.
4.
He said casually.
Heavy hit.
Big hit.
Yeah, you stab him in the leg, and he's just like, enough. And just like this, and a wall of force, not unlike Fiona's wall, hits everybody. And I need everyone to roll a d6.
Just one?
Just one.
Ooh. Y'all thought it was going to stop because y'all
inside?
talking? Hell no, we in it.
Not you, Gates.
Yeah, even Gates is like, a headache.
I have my number.
What's your number?
3.
3.
3 as well.
I also got 3.
Oh man.
Nice.
Is this a good thing or a bad
Holy
thing?
number.
You guys each take 3 harm.
Ooh.
not armor defeating, and are
Ouch.
pushed back. And Suki, I think that you were the closest to the edge. Is the hard move I'm going to take.
Okay.
And you fall about 20 feet and land on the sand below, and the wind is knocked out of you, and you are struggling for consciousness.
Okay.
Fiona.
Does my kerchief count as armor?
It's it gives you one armor, doesn't it? Along with the
I think so.
Yeah, 'cause
Along with the
because
spaghettios.
Suki is not a tank. By the way, it's
Suki is not a tank.
Yeah, the Spidey sense is not working with him.
He's the worst.
Oof.
Sorry. So
He
I only
really
take
is.
2 of the 3 harm.
Yeah, 2 of the 3.
And-
Fiona.
I see this happen, right?
Yep.
Or am I just fucking blown? Like, just
I think
distracted?
all of you get knocked to your feet. Yeah, knocked to your
Okay.
butts. Yeah. But you guys show up on the trestle and you see her go over, and but I'll tell you this: the party line's still up.
Okay. Ooh. I'm gonna do like a mage hand type move where I want to stay where I'm at, but I want maybe like in a little magic form of like a jackrabbit come and like touch Suki and like hopefully heal her for a little bit
Yeah,
from
great.
afar.
Oh, thanks.
I'm gonna do that first.
I'm sorry. The fall itself was 3 harm as well, right?
No, the hit, the shockwave was 3 harm, and because it's sand, I'm not going to say it's anywhere damage there, but that's the whole like concussive, like breath knocked out of you. Not
Yeah, I can't breathe. I
You're-
can't breathe.
I
Yeah.
can't breathe, and like you're kind of seeing black spots. And your
No, like-
osteoporosis, terrible.
I know. My side.
Yeah,
I only got a 4.
on use magic.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing. It doesn't work. Like it's too far, and you're still like also kind of like trying to get your senses again.
Yeah.
You guys hear all the EMP emitters click on, and these like waves of energy are hitting him in the center. And I think you, Fiona, explicitly can see like the waves of magic, like tendrils coming up out of the ground and starting to reach towards him in circle.
I'm gonna do something.
Me too.
Hold
You go
that
first.
thought, Gates.
Got kind of quiet up in here.
I fell
And
off the trestle.
What is the goal? Due to the manipulation of forces beyond his control and understanding, the natural and supernatural landscapes of Albuquerque have been grossly changed over the decades. Undoing these change retroactively will take its toll on both personal timelines and the timeline as a whole. Changes made in the immediate, less so, but have future consequences. What is the goal of the new parameter?
We can't bring his wife back, but can we put him in a stasis where he believes he's with his wife?
You hear Avi go, huh, calculating. Fiona, what do you want to do?
Oh.
I want to do a thing. It's reckless though.
Do it!
Because she's that
This is
that
my
bitch.
worried face. I want this to be reckless. Go for it.
Okay. I want to make a pact with my demon.
Oh no!
And
Wow.
I want to borrow his power to tear this guy's head off. Because she thinks like death is the easiest way to do this. I want to jump for wherever the fuck I am on this trellis and grab him and with like demon hands just like tear his heart out of his chest.
And I'm gonna say, while she was gonna do that, my plan was to take the power nullifier and activate it right next to him.
Avi was
Nice.
like, I didn't see that coming.
Dodge
Whoa.
this,
Didn't account for demon grab heart thing.
Fiona. What do I get in return?
Oh. Well, if anyone can handle me, the Obsidian Order owns me now. You can have half of me. What'd you say? Sorry, I cut out.
They think they own you. I own you.
True.
So what do I get?
Half of my time. Half of my consciousness.
Like Hades and Persephone?
Mm.
Or like a wolf?
Wolf.
Every night.
And I'm looking at all my friends and the and the world that this guy's trying to create, and I agree. Every night.
That's what it's about. And you see Fiona start to breathe in flames, skin turning red, horns growing, her body bulking up. Hugh is like running towards him with this like device about this a little smaller than a iPad mini and 3 times as thick, running towards it. And Suki, from the ground, you can see the kind of the edge of this, and you see it going wrong, and it all just kind of slows down. They're still moving, but it's really slow, and you see a white light from the skies open and a figure descend from the heavens. And you hear a voice standing over you. It says, "Hey, Masuki. It's Ralph."
How you doing, baby?
I'm doing a lot better than you are, I think. Looks like you should
Oh,
use some
yeah.
help.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Thank you, Ralph. Thank you so much. What this Maxwell guy is really very tough, and I fell off the trestle.
Yeah. So I asked about that. Like Ghost Army, and they said no. He said no. But yeah, he did let me come and well, give you 2 messages.
Okay. What you got, babe?
Well, the first one, I don't want to do it. Okay, listen, I'm just the messenger, okay?
Okay.
And he reaches down and he kisses you on the cheek. And he says, "Hey, darling." "I'll see you soon, but it's not today."
Okay.
And the other message is kind of cool. I didn't even know you knew this guy, but he says it's just a loner. And he told me to give you these. And he reaches behind him and hands you 2 spectral handguns. They're the guns of vengeance from Session 0
Bruh.
from Detective David Gonzalez. And he said he doesn't need them now. And the next guy isn't ready yet, but you can borrow them today.
Oh, well, thank him so much. And give my hubby all my love, and I'll see him soon.
You're not going to let me kiss him, are you?
Of course I'm going to make you kiss him.
Hey, fine. And there's one last message. It's for me, but
Oh,
kick his butt.
I can promise you that, Ralph. And she's gonna like twirl the guns.
Yeah,
like
and you grab the guns, and it hurts like white fire, and like your hands are shaking, and you can barely hold on to them, and your eyes are glowing white, and your hair is like just up and flowing, and you don't know how long you can hold on to these things, but you don't know how to describe it. They want vengeance.
well,
Justice would be too soft a word. They want payback. They are hate wrapped in right made manifest. And the world starts moving again. Suki, what do you do?
I'm gonna, in my head real quick, say, hey, tell Avi to probulate this, and I'm gonna I'm gonna shoot him. I'm gonna shoot him.
You have freaking ghost guns.
I've got the ghost gun.
I love it. You're still on your back on the ground, and you're just like,
nah. Doesn't even stand up.
Roll plus tough. Kick some butt.
That's tough. Oh my
I give my energy to you. We're all linked. I give it all to you.
We're linked.
my energy is very spicy right now.
You hold on to that.
I'm also gonna take my little bit of liquid courage because it seems like an appropriate time. So that makes it a 12. I would like his ass on a platter, please.
So
like
inflict
that.
and
I'll take
inflict
ass
more
on a
harm.
platter, please, for
Fricassee.
$300.
Yeah, inflict terrible harm.
Inflict terrible harm.
Fiona, kick some butt.
Okay.
You're in your demon form. It's
So
a
much
plus.
for cash
It's a
and
plus
release.
3.
Oh my god.
Boy. Oh boy.
11.
11. Nice. We're gonna. Oh, I actually have those stats. Hold on. I haven't been planning this. What? Nothing.
You have the demon stats. Oh my god.
Yeah. Okay. And then Q, act under pressure.
$13.
Yeah, you can do it something extra or do it to absolute perfection.
Absolute perfection.
Awesome. Gate, Avi says, scenario calculated. 90% chance of success. Execute.
Execute.
But this is based on what Gates asked for, right?
Yes. Tell me what you asked again.
That he would go into like a stasis where he thinks he's with his wife.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't want to nerf anybody. I think Gates would say yes. Execute. I don't know what's happening.
The blue light goes. You feel Eubank nudge you like, time to go.
We're gonna get out of there. I'm gonna, on the way out, extend out my shadow blade and cut through the cage that puppy Chupacabra's in to free him. Probably not gonna do that with the ghoul or the hand.
No.
Then
The Chupies.
try to get out as quickly as possible.
Great.
With the
Fiona-
puppy.
Fiona, you are on him and he crumbles to the ground and you do 3 harm 3 harm close fire magic or demonic rather specifically, and you have ripped, like you can feel your claws sink in around his rib cage going for his heart, and there are homunculi swirling around you, like trying to claw into your flesh to no effect. Chew, you see that, you're like, what the? And you like put it like right at his feet, it was on the ground, and you activate it.
Boom.
and you can see a bubble, and that energy of the EMPs are like buffeting against it. And Maxwell is like screaming, writhing on the ground and trying to get him off. And you see like little tendrils try to come into the bubble where he tries to grab a hold of them to do something. They keep getting out of reach. You hear two bang, bang, and these white streaks of light go turn and pierce him right through his chest as he is screaming. He's like, no, no. Ah! Ah! And your emitter, the anti-magic emitter, fails. Expended. He is suddenly encased in iron, cold iron, Fiona, as your hands are repelled, almost like a metal sarcophagus. And then it crumbles into dust, and he's standing behind you, healed, in his same thing, now holding a sword of some kind. It's like, really? This is how we're going to do it? And now everyone can see it as they're being hit by these EMPs, the light and the magic of the ley line surrounding him. And he says, you never had a chance. You just listened. The world I'm going to bring about is better. Yes, for me first, but for everyone. You've spent so much, all for nothing.
I jam my hand on his chest because I'm still wearing that cursed ring. I jam it in his chest.
Okay. Somewhere inside the building, Avi says, checkmate. The chupacabra grabs you by the arm with its teeth stacks, and you guys both jump into the shadow realm as a wave of energy coalesces around Maxwell, and Hugh is standing there with his hand on his chest, enveloped in this like Super Saiyan like aura. And you can see, Hugh, all of the probabilities, all of the potential pasts, presents, and futures all around you. You see one where you're having a verbal conversation, a back and forth with your grandmother. You see Riley working in his auto mechanic shop. You see a wedding, and the groom is in police dress blues. You can see a smoking crater that used to be Albuquerque. You can see a city dirty and grimy, run by roving bands of Obsidian Order soldiers. You can see another where atop a throne of bones, the demon that is Fiona ruling the world. And then there's nothing. You all wake up around what used to be the trestle. It's a crater more than it ever once was. And you guys can see this cocoon of magic. And it's being slowly absorbed and sucked into the open, jagged crevice of the ley line. And Maxwell, inside, like Snow White, asleep, peaceful and happy, is absorbed by the line itself. You can see Gates, you're standing there with your Chupa puppy, having just come back from the shadow realm. Everyone else is like kind of covered in sand and rice for some reason, like kind of getting up, and they see Maxwell absorbed by the ley line. And about 3/5 of Avi hobbling out of the wreckage. Sparks, he's lost his right arm completely. His left leg is kind of working. And he kind of collapses there and rights himself and sits. What do you guys want to do?
I do have a question.
Only one.
When I did that first jinx on him, it said that he's gonna lose something, and I'm gonna find it soon.
Mm-hmm.
Do I find anything?
As you kind of look around, you find his journal,
Oh,
and it's pages after pages of increasingly unhinged letters to his dead wife. And from it, you get a sense of what the world he was going to make was going to be. It was going to be a world of magic, magic that can cure diseases. Magic would rule, replacing an age of science with an age of magic. And it seems like he had it figured out, but you're not sure what the ultimate goal of that would have been.
I'm gonna go over and like arms outstretched, alien like, to help Avi up as I get closer. Kind of like cradling him a bit.
Mm-hmm. He says, it was the only way, the only scenario I could postulate in the time given. I hope it's enough.
Eubank. I don't need you anymore. But you might be able to help him out some. I mean, you'll kind of have your own legs you'll have to build, but I got a new job. I'll be working at the university pawn shop here tomorrow. So.
You're sure?
I'm sure.
Avi says, I wish to be. And you hear Eubank say, and you're not sure if Avi can hear this. Me too. And you see your arm turn to that black and green vines almost, the body that Eubank has naturally, and it starts to flow off of you. It's agonizing. It feels like a sunburn while someone's trying to pull your shoulder back into joint, but all your joints. And this organic vine matter surrounds Avi, and he flexes up and tenses, and you see a new organic metal leg grow. And then a bunch of the other damages completed. And then and it's quiet. And then his eyes open back up. And they're green, not blue now. And he says, I wasn't sure if that would work. I guess so. Anybody else?
I look to see if I can gather the ring he was wearing, if he might have dropped it.
Yeah, I think that's reasonable. I think that the Ring of Dispel and the Ring of Solomon would not be consumed by the ley lines. In fact, you see them both like sitting on top of each other in the sand. And the Ring of Dispel is creating this little, like, maybe 6-inch area around it where none of the ley line energy goes anywhere near it.
I picked them both up and I put them in a pocket.
Suki, the guns are gone.
yeah, that's probably for the best.
Fiona, you are in human form.
Am I? Do I feel demony? Little cayenne pepper in the back of my throat, you know? Do I taste that?
Yes, you do.
Salt and brimstone.
Okay.
You still feel spicy.
Hey guys. I'm like still flat on my back, just exhausted and kind of tore up. So our next job should probably be learning my name. Cause I think my contract with my demon friend here has changed a little bit. But no rush.
Well, no, I mean, we should call you by your name. What's your name?
I don't know, that's the thing. Ugh. And I just sighed, like lay down.
Oh.
Avi Bank gets up and says, "Is everyone all right?"
UV.
UV. Write it down, UV.
Cute.
UV stands up and, "Is everyone all right?" Did
I check all my
everyone survive?
limbs.
As I look at UV, I am completely confused at what I'm seeing. So my eyes like shoot from him, then shoot to Gates, then shoot to him, then shoot to Gates.
And Gates looks like Gates. He's like breathing hard and like sweating, which is something you haven't seen him do ever since you've known him. You've never seen him sweat.
What?
It looks like he just had like a really rough night, but he seemed to be in one piece.
I kneel down by Gates and I look at the blackish, greenish alien vines that I am very familiar with. What happened?
That is going to be a longish story. But we tried to take into account all the parameters submitted. And as you requested, Gates, he lives, but has become one with the ley line. I was able to quiet the ley line somewhat, but not completely. I couldn't go back and remove his influence because everything weird that ever has happened here, for the most part, he looks down at himself, like, for the most part, has been because of things that Maxwell did, or a secondary effect of things that Maxwell did. And, well, I couldn't just erase all that. This place is my home too now. But now he believes he has everything he wanted, and he's removed as a threat. And he will eventually dissipate into the ley line itself and will partially heal it so that this can't happen again. No one could rebuild the trestle and redo this, but things will still keep happening. I guess Albuquerque is just such a weird place. I chose to keep it that way.
Oh.
Thanks.
You're welcome, I guess. And that's where we end our game.
Oh, I'm gonna cry.
I know.
I know we went long. I don't know if my players noticed or not, but we went long because I wasn't about to break this up.
Not even a little bit.
I'm
I didn't
going
even
to
notice at
suggest
all.
that we come back next week live, as much of us who can be there, and do Q&A for both me and the chat. And because I know that there's a list of questions that GW has at least, and I can freaking finally tell you the answers to everything if you want to know them. I don't like all of them, but they're the answers.
Yeah,
Any
that sounds great.
thoughts or questions immediately before we wrap up this long?
Suki's husband
Series
came back
finale.
and gave her a kiss.
Kind of,
I
yeah.
know.
I died over that.
I know every time Eddie is mentioned, I'm always just like like I can't.
And Gates became human again.
I know.
And then Avi became
Avi's a real boy. Well, He's an
Kinda.
alien monster.
He's an alien boy.
That was
alien boy.
that was just intense. The whole conversation and the
intense.
fighting in the middle of the conversation or during the conversation, and then freaking Jason with his big brain making everything like come together in this 90%.
Wrapped up.
It was crazy.
Oh, I'm so sad.
Fiona, you
But
why
happy.
you doing that, Fiona? You didn't have
Well, I have to give us the next quest. Can't
Yeah.
just cliffhang it. We got shit to do now.
all
my
this
bad.
self-sacrifice.
Good
I wasn't
motivation.
ready for it. Me sacrificing and Fiona
I
sacrificing.
know. That was so sweet of you, Gates. I was like,
That was
oh, like,
unexpected. I was just like,
Avi
what now?
needs to be. Like,
Yeah.
The passenger has a home.
oh,
They both can be real boys now.
they're real
um,
boys.
And all the visions I was getting of like the endless possibility. Like, oh my god, this is emotional.
I know.
Also, immediate quest: we need to find out what chupacabras eat.
Yeah.
That are not
Yes.
people.
I'm
Um,
telling you,
Pearly fries.
it's in the name, Gates.
it's a goat sucker. Goat blood.
No goats.
Yeah, chupacabra
Ah.
means goat sucker. They eat the
Goat
blood
blood.
of goats
Oh
or
god.
other things.
But he's so cute. He's such a puppy. You gonna eat your
I will
goat
say,
blood?
as a way of ending this out, I will say one of my goals for all of this. Some of these scenes I have had in my head for a long, long time, but one of my goals was to like reference every episode in this final arc. And so the Guns of Vengeance from episode 0,
For
the
real.
anti-magic field from episode 1, the ring that was used at Sunny's was a stone of betrayal, was the ring that the lady who was the host of La Llorona had. In episode 3 we had that's where we meet Eubank for the first time. Episode 4 is the Shadow Ward and the Shadow Realm, which played a heavy bit into all of this as well. Episode 5 is the Hernandezes and the werewolves. Avi is 6. And I think 7 was 1945 and Doris. So
I think so.
I wanted to loop everything back into all of those things, so they all kind of is in a kind of like narrative symmetry. And I'm
Yeah.
really pleased how it turned out. I think so.
It was wonderful.
It was
This is-
beautiful.
This
It's
is a
Yeah.
freaking masterpiece.
so well done.
So good.
You're so smart.
It's so smart.
And I'm always like, am I smart enough for this? And this is
I-
beautiful.
You so are. I appreciate that. I have my own deficiencies, but I enjoy these kinds of stories.
Yeah.
Uh,
They're
So good.
fantastic.
I
The
equal
Hernandezes
parts-
I just love. Like, a
Oh,
lot.
yeah,
They're
they're great.
lovely.
So
They're so cool.
I'm so happy we're friends now. I'm so happy we're
Me
friends.
too. I was really scared that we had like, yeah, we have a tentative friendship.
you turn their car into rice. I don't know how that's going to go.
I was gonna
Alright.
actually. My next thing was gonna be. Well, I mean, it was a broken down car anyway.
I'll
But
make
I was.
that
an order
I,
buy them one.
I equal parts love and hate that you told you turned my teleported car of damage into rice.
Yeah,
I know.
God,
The
and
he
Oni.
had this like field of like this zone of manipulation
Mhm.
where if he's not distracted or he is in range, he can do stuff. Now, I want to notice this is that he can change things into other things. He can make things out of nothing. He
Mhm.
can't affect your weapons though, Q. He never once turned your weapon to something else because it's not his
Yeah.
domain. He never turned your sword into a
It's not
nerf
his
into a nerf sword. He never
A
cut
bubble
the
gun.
chain,
A
right?
bubble gun.
He can't do that. But he can, so very much like with the Reality Stone and Guardians of the Galaxy, where he shoots and it's just bubbles. It's that vibe
Mhm.
where he can change matter and create and destroy matter. And so, but your weapons aren't that.
It felt good
so-
to have that distraction real quick of his own rice to stab him. That felt really good.
Yeah, that
Felt
was really
right.
good, which caused him to like take you guys seriously. And I was waiting for Suki to be a tank and get hurt, and that gave me an opportunity to hurt her real bad, so I could do
Yeah.
the scene I had in my head. So yeah,
I slipped on some rice. Voiced by my own petard.
Roasted on your own rice, petard.
Well, that
Um,
I thought all of the rice thing. I was just like the Oni, count the
Yeah,
rice.
yeah,
Like
that's
I was
why I
like,
did that. I was just
count
like,
the
why
rice,
didn't you
you'll
use the
banish
rice?
him.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yes. And we're gonna call our winner.
Yes.
Of the giveaway. You know, from 3
Congratulations.
years ago. No, from earlier this episode. Congratulations, you're a final winner for this show. We'll be back next week and do a Q&A where you guys can ask all the questions. And I really look forward to spilling all the unseen beans and hopefully answering questions, especially from everybody, but especially for those who had been here from session 0, because I'm sure you guys have a lot of very corner obscure case questions, but
Release the scrolls.
release the scrolls. Yeah, but with all of that, guys, thank you so much for watching the Duke City Chronicles. If you haven't seen its entirety, you can find it on YouTube. And like I always say, Albuquerque is a weird place, and we kept it that way. Bye.